DJ, toca pra mim, vai.
Here we go.
Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Woo! Drop a 50 bag for your boys in the spot. Oh, I was really trying to keep it PG. Oh, man. Woo! Man, crazy in the world, ain't it? The world gone crazy. Now, yes, let's get to it. Let it all begin. Now, what's stranger than fiction is the reality that some of us know, some of us don't know. They're trying to block me right now. I don't know why or what's going on. But yep, once again, it's on. Well, Drake was in Ibiza in, I believe, September of last year. And the cringeness that went on there, and the people that what they've been saying since this Kendrick Lamar stuff happened, all of it is starting to like bleed out now. And you're starting to see now that there is a bigger problem at scale. Oh, by far. So when you start looking at, like, for say, numbers and start seeing what's actually happening and transpiring, you can see that there's a great scale of a issue once you hear about what actually happened. Drake was doing his usual. Partying with young girls.
DJ, toca pra mim, vai.
So they were doing their thing, right? And all of a sudden, things start happening that shouldn't have happened at all. Something cringe happened, and Drake and his people left Ibiza in a huff. But it wasn't getting talked about, wasn't getting spoke upon. Now, the word around the campfire is Drake was drunk, and he loves Ibiza because all he could do is drink, party, hang out. He's doing whatever he wants to do. Now, people normally don't bother you in Ibiza. So one fan or one person went to just, show his phone. And once you do that, Drake did not want to be photographed at the time. And when that happened, the photograph happened, it created a problem that, people didn't want to deal with. But some things happen, somebody put a hand on somebody that they shouldn't have put their hands on. Somebody that's in Drake's entourage was a little too, that was a little too revealing at the said time. Now, well, Drake was partying with young girls. The age of consent in Ibiza in all these countries are younger than the United States. The age of consent in Ibiza is 16 years of age. 16 years of age. These girls are not 21 years of age. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's cringe. All of this is cringe, dog. And his behavior was mad inappropriate. But he's Drake. He can do no wrong. He can do whatever he wants to do. Nobody's going to tell Drake, hey, Drake, you're wrong. Drake, what are you doing? They're young, Drake. How old do you think these girls are? This is not taking pictures with fans. This is what you call work. They to work. His behavior was extremely, and I say this respectfully, extremely cringe. From what I was told, that Ibiza trip was not all a great time and a blast. They left in a huff because one of the guys that was there, somebody actually got hands put on him. Now, people get handsy, people could do certain things, so you never really know, like, what so-and-so may have done. But from what I heard, Right. That's why I say use your imagination. Now, Drake was out of control. From the moment he arrived, he's already got a drink in his hands. He's coming off, he was drinking every day and was intoxicated and was doing things that was considered to be crazy. And a lot of people assume Drake has a drinking problem. He got gambling problems, drinking problems. He's got all kind of problems. He likes to drink fruity drinks. Let that sink in. But this weirdo behavior, man, was out of control, even for him. He a fan. Fruity ass nigga. Sitting that guy. Fruity ass nigga. Run for your life. So he came in there drunk. With his crew. Right? Notice he ain't got his usual mob ties crew. He ain't take his mob ties guys to Ibiza. Because they probably ain't got a visa. He took maybe 1, 2. These are some like my cousins, my DJs, and Chubbs go everywhere. Most of these are some like Middle Easterners, some people that work for the OVO company, the cameraman, all this stuff. Now, once Drake get there, watch what happens here. He comes out to go drink. You see Chubbs grab a guy already. This guy's got his phone and he's just recording. Chubbs grabs this guy, shoves him. They cut that part out of the footage. But this is where it went down. He just grabs the guy and shoves the guy and starts an altercation. The guy's just filming with his camera. And Chubbs is coming down the lane and just grabs the guy for no reason. And that guy was shoved a little harshly. So, hey, he, was a somebody. Like that's somebody's son. Now, Drake had nothing to do with that incident, but there was an alleged incident there when they were drunk. Things got out of hand. And once they got out of hand, the situation presented itself for them to get a little crazy. So, situation got back calm. Drake's over there with the DJ, and he's over there hanging out with Tristan Thompson, a.k.a. Tristan Kardashian. Right. I'm tired of him wearing a barrettes like a 12-year-old girl. I mean, that's what he does. The bigger question that people should ask is why is this guy being allowed to do the things that he's doing, even in other countries? Now, whatever happened here in Ibiza, I don't know if Kendrick knows, but somebody knows what happened. They're being real cryptic about what happened completely. But something happened on this trip in Ibiza, but it's related to Drake drinking too much. And security, his boys, is getting too crazy, putting their hands on people and just shoving them. When you don't really have to do that in Ibiza. Like, the people that's there, like around there, they all got money. You know, like, this is not like some people where they there on daddy's trust fund. You just don't go and grab any of these people. And once again, Drake is already drinking again. Now, here he is the next day. Well, it's the same day. He's going into the other area. And there's Tristan Kardashian. Now, as this night goes on and gets darker and darker, you know, the fact that you're hanging out with Tristan Thompson, that tells you right there, only something bad could happen hanging out with him. Oh yeah, he everywhere he goes, he's kicking it with the DJ. Now him and Tristan smoking hookah. Well, they gotta try to find the girl. So Tristan Thompson knows what happens. He was there. What's really going on? That's what the people need to know. What really happened on this night here? This is the night in Ibiza. What happened with Drizzy? As his string of young girls was all over the place. What happened during this trip? The whole team had to rush to get to the airport and get out of the country. What happened? Why did you rush to get out of the country? This is what I'm talking about. They got out of Ibiza fast. All of these chicks look young. That's dangerous. Then something happened and Drake and them were already gone. A fan was beat up, damn near bloody in Ibiza. Was it Drake and them people? Was it Chubbs and them again? But Chubbs was already being handsy. And as you can see from the video, that you can see from that footage, he grabbed a guy for just putting his phone out and shoved the guy, and they edited the footage. But the guy was like, hey, what you doing? And allegedly, he ended up getting the shit beat out of him. Now, the guy is only about 110 pounds, soaking wet. Who needs to beat the hell out of him? What's that going to do for you? Swimming pools, man. He's in the kiddie pool. You saying this dude is young and good looking. So what does his looks got to do with it? Like, what you just said made no sense. I'm not saying he's breaking the law, because over there, 16, these chicks are at the club at 16 in Ibiza. They could party out there. 16 is the age of consent. This is probably why, like, these guys and these multi-million-dollar guys, this is why they vacation out of town. It's very cringeworthy looking at all this, but they left Ibiza in a hurry. My thing is, why the young girls, though? You know, I'm just like, man, damn, dude. Like, do you have any that's like 30? Or somebody in the age group? God damn, dog. Yeah, but the guy that they put their hands on, no Diddy shoot no Drizzy. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to bring that conversation in it because I don't want to make it like Drake is a part of the you know, the human trafficking ring and all that. I'm not trying to put him in that, but Baca was, you know, charged with that. So, you know, he's OVO. But yeah, the Ibiza ring, a lot of these countries have this problem when you have the age of consent at like 16. You know, it's going to be a huge, huge, like, international business. Do you know that business generated about $13 billion in 2023 to now? $13 billion. Nah, that's probably Drake and them people calling again. I'm not going. Oh man, they've been harassing my page, harassing my phone. Dog, they've been doing everything that's not legal. You wouldn't believe it. That's the new charge for pimping. Yeah, Baca don't look like he can go to Ibiza. Yeah, that's not the play. He would fit right in over there. Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? They gonna be Baca got a weird case. He fits right in. Now, watch. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna see how he's moving now. They got up out of Ibiza quick. Quick. Y'all left there in a huff. One of these guys in the crew knows what happened. Who was the guy that got beat up? Was his daddy or somebody? How much y'all had to pay? Who paid that and kept that hush-hush? That's all I want to know. Chubbs was a little too handsy already with people who wasn't even a threat. He grabbed this guy, shoved him out of the way, and that started something. Now, whether this is the guy, this guy's just recording with his phone. Baca just moves him. I mean, not Baca, sorry about that. Chubbs gets extra grabby and handsy with this dude. Now, it was very unnecessary. That's how I feel too. This was Drake's guy. We're doing the recording. Drake brings his own guy just to record him. So this is Drake's guy, his homeboy, and his homeboy got footage he wasn't supposed to show, and he didn't. That's why he cuts it off when Chubbs shoved the guy. But the guy that Chubbs ends up putting the hands on, allegedly put hands on, or somebody from their crew allegedly put hands on later on in that day, led to a bigger problem, bigger scale. That guy was connected to somebody with money and power. He was beat up. Drake and them left early. They left earlier than expected out of Ibiza. they got the hell out of there fast. That's what I've been told. They was like, check out what happened in Ibiza. They was like, some money had to be paid. Somebody had to put some bread down. And Drake had to leave. Oh, absolutely. It was bad. And then you got Tristan Thompson with you. You already know what he is. He's probably mad he's being photographed. Chloe don't know he's down there doing what? He's down there in Ibiza. You know what he down there doing. He finna probably make a couple babies. Ibiza is the home of young, rich people. He got things twisted. What is it, the braids? Yeah, Tristan Kardashian was with him. So he probably knew what was going on, but he didn't travel with Drake. He was already there. So when they saw each other, it was all love. But you see, Chubbs is over here directing and looking like he's pointing out chicks and stuff. Remember he said Chubbs knows what I like? Then he had that song, Chubbs pick him out for me. He know my taste. He know what I like. This the man that says Sierra Canyon is looking like Magic City. Sierra Canyon High School is looking like Magic City. Are you serious right now? I can't believe that bar slipped by everybody. Well, Drake was drinking a lot. He drunk all the time. He's got a drinking problem. Right. Chubbs is always there. But he gonna want to see if Chubbs really crashed something. Now, a lot of people from the streets told me Chubb is real. Like he connected with them streets. Like streets of Toronto, but he's connected. My Visa passport tatted. I should show up at Ibiza. I wouldn't go to Ibiza unless you got money. If you ain't got money, don't go to Ibiza. I'm gonna tell you right now. There ain't places you go with no money. I guess this is why he's cool with academics, because he's cool with all this type of activity. Then you got Tristan Kardashian with you over there smoking hookah, in there kicking it, hanging out, looking lame as hell. Can't get a rebound at 7 feet tall, but he can smoke hookah. Well, yeah, this is more alarming, To me, this is the bigger issue more than the fight. Like, this dude is booed up with these, like, little kids, man. This girl is not 21 years old. I don't care what ID she tried to show. That is not a 21-year-old girl. That is not a 21-year-old girl, man. And this is not like I'm hugging a fan. This is like I'm booed up. I'm booing up with this young looking girl. I don't care where they're at. This is Ibiza. Okay, that's his problem. Wow. You see how people talk? Where they at, though? That's his problem. If he want to go there and get a young girl, let him do it. It's just, man, it's crazy how we become desensitized to things that's egregious. Like, our morals have just come to accept anything. And be like, look, you sleep with a dog. That's his dog. If he won't get down with a dog, let him get down with a dog. His dog. Let's stay out of his business. How you know the dog didn't want to do it? I'd be like, we've just become weird. And this is because of social media and how we just skim through things. It just like, wait a minute. What is going on here? Nobody stops to ask questions of like, hey, wait a minute, let somebody tells them to. Like, hey, look at that. Oh my God, that's outrageous. Then people's like, yeah, this is outrageous. Then it starts going on the news, then everybody's upset. Everybody's in a simulation. That's what it is. Can't get mad unless somebody else tells you mad. And then it'd be like people fake mad. They don't even care about it. Yeah, this is the night the activity happened. Where somebody, I guess, had a camera phone out. Chubbs, who's there, supposed to be head of security, allegedly, I don't know if it was Chubbs or somebody else with him, got handsy with somebody with a camera phone. And all I know is the guy was beaten bloody. The guy's about 110 pounds. And he's rich. Like rich. Like, he's like somebody's son, and his daddy is rich. Like, Drake ain't even richer than his daddy. So that's a problem. So he got out of Ibiza fast. He was like a West Indian kid, like a real skinny, like looked like he played cricket. So he was holding up the phone, recording Drake. Chubbs and them kind of shoved him out of the way and pushed him down. And I guess some other people reacted, allegedly. This all happened. Yeah, so the guy was beaten down. They got up out of Ibiza real quick. And Kendrick might know all this already. I think Kendrick was going to allude to this or go down this avenue as this thing keep going. Like he said, I can go deeper, I promise. Like this thing here, this incident, well, it's not uncommon. Well, I believe in his defense. If you start looking at the defense of the people there, right. Now, we all remember what happened earlier with Future at the airport, right? People are leaving and they ran into some dudes who were going to get the police about what happened. Future's bodyguard was knocked out. They hit him with some type of object. They bragged about it at the airport. Future was walking away from the incident before he was blamed. So now that was Future's bodyguard when they came behind and suckered him. Right? That was in Ibiza too. So I don't know what reason that somebody would have to get handsy with Drake. I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you what happened. First-hand knowledge. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Started to see some of it here. He said hundreds of euros drinking. We were there for a few hours, but as it approached the evening, we left our beds, went to the swimming pool. My cousin asked me to get a picture in front of the dancers of the stage. The photograph, the bouncer didn't take that too well. I was unaware that the photograph, I guess, wasn't allowed. And instead of politely asking me to stop, he grabbed my arm, pulled me down a side exit with another bouncer, punched me numerous of times, pushed me out of a fire exit, spit on me, And it doesn't end there. I immediately walked up to the manager, right? Oh, yeah. It's more. It's more. I know what y'all think. I just try to hate on Drake, right? I know. It just all come from me. You see, I'm reading, right? So now I just showed you, I'm reading what was said from the actual report for why y'all keep trying to say I'm hating on Drake. I'm trying to tell you what went down, the scenarios, the whole nine. They cut this video on purpose because Chubbs was handsy with that Indian guy right there. Now, let's get back to this. The 4 to 5 bouncers at the main entrance denied me that chance. Swore at me numerous of times. Verbal back and forth ensued. Obviously, I was very angry. At one point, I disconnected a tensor barrier. You know, the ones they used to have in the cinema that you could click the strip to get around the metal pole. After doing this, I was attacked by a group. Although it was much worse than that the first time. I was punched, kicked, elbowed, and the worst part, strangled behind by a man who was with said artist. After pleading in Spanish for them not to kill me, which I barely could say because I was being strangled, they stopped. The ordeal was reported to the police. I never heard back from anyone. Apparently, the club were not able to send us the footage to send to the police because the data protection of the other guests, potential victims, how convenient. So because of other guests and celebrities that is on the surveillance footage, they couldn't get any footage. Yeah. Yeah, see, they tried to cut it right where Chubbs grabbed this guy, right? For no reason. The guy's just recording with his phone. And I guess this happened a lot. He's head of security. So he's like, anybody close to Drake, no one gets close to Drake. That's his job. So I'm not mad at Chubbs, really, for doing this here. But I guess it went further than it should. And this is just to show you what time he was on. Like, you don't get near Drake. I don't care if we in Ibiza or not. Now, it was always about that story. Now, going through this story, this Ibiza trip where all hell broke loose and they had to get the hell up out of there, it looked like he was doing his job. But like I said, it cuts right there. So you don't get to see anything escalate. Now, I'm reading you the actual letter here. That was the actual report of what was going on. Now, he said, the whole ordeal left me bruised, paranoid, and with severe PTSD, as I previously mentioned. The worst part was the chokehold from behind. I felt that man had the intent to kill me. All of this costs upwards of, I guess that's 500. I don't know what that means in their country. Just for me to be brutally attacked after we tried hard to contact the club and speak about the situation. We were let down. The compensation was a bottle of Grey Goose, which arrived to my cousin's house in England a month later because it was unfinished on the day of the assault. All of this information is absolutely true, this guy said. It was all included in the police report I filed the following day. I'm warning people, particularly men, that you could be a victim of a beach bouncers. I feel that they were deliberately trying to thin down the numbers inside the venue. I was just the person that happened to be the one chosen to be removed. And all of this ensued as a result. We also believe the bouncers was unaware we had a bed and that they will try to remove people who do not have beds in order to thin down the numbers. Some key things to take away from this experience are this. There is no oversight from senior members of staff and observe the behaviors of the bouncers. They are essentially allowed to do or act as they please with no boundaries. Additionally, a beach will use excuses like data protection when any guest gets insulted. I'm sure their commitment to data protection goes out the window when their best interests are in mind. If anyone would like to contact me, I will share the police report. But overall, just avoid this place. So, from the story, they were being paid to turn their heads. You know it. And the thing is that from this thing, this guy who has this report, I'm quite sure people could get the report, but that report has probably been thrown out or it's not even valid at this point, as Drake got out of Ibiza quick. So my thing is, oh, Princess, that didn't happen to me. I'm reading the dude's story that happened when we talking about this Drake trip in Ibiza. We're reading this story here. So we're talking about what actually is like something went down in Ibiza. And, you know, we seeing Chubbs already being hands-on, but they ended up having to get up out of there. And then Drake's been drinking all night. And allegedly, a fan took a phone, had the phone up, you know, like a fan would do, take a picture, you know, and I guess Chubbs or the bodyguard, he had the bodyguard, grabbed the guy up. And like they, you know, when they grabbed him up or pushed him away or whatever, the guy didn't like it, had some words to say. Then he clicked and came behind the rope, like he was saying at the movie theater. And once he came behind that rope, he was dog meat. He unclicked that little thing and came around the rope, slapped it down so he could start the conversation. Good thing he knew Spanish. He probably wouldn't be here no more. Sounds like the man asked for it. Oh my God. Sounds like he asked for it. Hey, y'all can take it how y'all want to take it. But as y'all know, as I keep trying to tell people, I don't make stuff up. I just showed y'all where I was reading it from. Like, this is real. So I don't just make this up there. Like I was want to hate on Drake today. No, I get sent this information. I look it up, and then that's when I end up finding stuff like this. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? So I stumble across this while going over that. It's the same trip. This dude is just creepy. I'm like, this dude was cringing over these little young girls on this trip. They look like middle schoolers. Right. They look like young girls hanging out. Because over there, you could be 16 and go to the clubs and hang out. And because of me, Drake made Flocka take down her video of him. But we gonna see how Drake move going forward, because his cringy behavior that's been on blast for the longest is being like, people are looking at him with a microscope now. So Not Like Us has actually saved a lot of people, because it's a lot of cringy stuff happening around here. Drake having fun in Ibiza. And look at that. Having fun with a girl that doesn't look like she even hit 21 yet. But it's all legal there. They blinded by fame and celebrity. And he uses that as his weapon. Why are you cheesing, fam? Are you cheesing, fam? Just a fan. You not gonna, dude, that's not just a fan. Come on. He said, I'm using I know what cheesing mean. I'm just saying it because he's cheesing, play on words. But yes, I know you're not cheesing, fam. I know. I know what cheesing means. I didn't heard a Drake song before. Yeah, I know. I'm just playing on the words. What happened in Ibiza stays. Well, no, I guess it don't. Well, this is the night the activity went down. So whatever happened this night, I guess the guy had his camera or whatever, but the guy said we had a bed. A bed means like you got a laid out couch, like bed thing there, like y'all have a booth. So the guy was like, look, we got a bed. Hey, certified lover boy, certified. What? When did I become objective regarding Drake asking for a friend? I've always been objective, but I'm just reporting on information I got. That's all. And then I stumbled across this. It's from the same event. The event was about a dude getting attacked, trying to get a photograph, and next thing you know, I'm stumbling across this. I'm like, what the hell is this? It's from the same Ibiza trip. So now we're talking about all of this as one. So I miss Cino with the scorpion jacket. I could never wear my scorpion jacket again. This is why you don't let your daughters idol worship. Exactly. But this is another country. These girls are probably working. That's the unfortunate part. These girls are probably working. How strange and crazy is that? But the age of consent in a Ibiza is 16 years of age. They can go to the clubs. But you know what's weird? They emphasize a girl 15 years and younger, it is not legal. Like they really emphasize that. Like 15. Like really? You think so? But 16, oh, you can rock out. Like academics say, oh, Drake straight. And y'all get mad at me for pointing out standards and moral values and stuff like that. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I got little cousins that age. Like, I'm like, are you kidding me? 16? I'd be like, look, you better go over there and watch some Hannah Montana or turn on Nickelodeon for them. The hell are you doing, boy? You don't kick it with them like that. I can see if they're fans, they can be fans. You go, hey, how you doing? You don't date them. I said put on Nickelodeon, not go work there. Do you forget my buddy Kel worked at Nickelodeon? You know how many people hit me up asking me, Cino, man, did they touch Kel? I'm like, I'm like, I mean, my phone was ringing. Then he was on Club Shay Shay. Everybody was like, man, I think Kelford to say they touched him. I was getting phone calls galore. Yo, boy, man, he on. Your boy is on Club Shay Shay. Did they touch Kel? I'm like, no, man. Man, Kel's wife said he got down with Nick Cannon. She caught him with a dude. I said, man, first off, Kel ain't that way. His wife, ex-wife, is back it crazy. And these are facts. Facts, facts, facts. Do I know if somebody touched him at Nickelodeon? Not for sure. Because I don't know, I wasn't there, but I would take his word for it. No. When we were there, we didn't see anything. TLC was there. There's a lot of people there. It was a fun place at that time. It's a lot of fun. It seemed like when it moved from Orlando to California, things changed. All the shows was on the same lot. They had the same break room, lunch room. So that's where you would see people from other shows. Some people didn't go into the lunch room area to eat, but everybody was on the same lot. Like Steve Harvey show was on that lot. There'd be a lot of other television shows they have on the lot filming. And you would probably run across each other. So the whole incident where dude's talking about he got beat up and all this stuff, and he's just like, I'm warning people, particularly men, you could be victims. He's more mad at the bouncers that was beating him up than the actual, because the artist, Drake didn't put hands on nobody, okay? Let's get that said right here that we know of. Drake didn't involve himself in the beatdown. I'm not saying Drake had involved himself in the beatdown, but the incident seemed to have ensued because the person was trying to film Drake and himself with a holding up the selfie or whatever, his phone, and the security grabbed him first and shoved him out. Then once he came past the rope, mad at the security, I guess, I'm assuming, allegedly, Chubbs, along with security, got to the ultimate beatdown when they joined in and helped the bouncer. So, from what I know, Drake did not touch anyone. The artist Drake did not touch anyone. He was just there. Well, I won't say touch. He's definitely touching somebody right here in this photo, but not in a fighting mode at all. Allegedly, this went down. According to this dude who's livid, and he's mad at the security of the hotel and all them people. They won't give him the surveillance tape for the protection of the other guests. And he's like, wow, how convenient. Well, we know about the Mark Hotel lawsuit that's involving Theodore Weintraub. Drake and his dad and the VIP one guest has a lawsuit, and two guests in another lawsuit. There's also another situation that's happening there also, where an incident report happened allegedly with underage drinking in a room that is supposedly Drake's. Mario said, I can't wait for the Patreon version of this. You already know it's coming. You already know it's coming. Oh, I hope you saw the Patreon today. Tyra Banks, you should have kept your mouth shut. Shoot. I hope y'all ready tonight. You already know what I'm leaving out. You already know I'm leaving stuff out for the Patreon. That is cool. Mario already knew what time it was. He's like, man, I know you taking this way too light. Even though I'm like not really taking it light. The police was involved, and we're going to get more into that whole thing with the incident report. From the incident report is actually found at the hotel, whether the underage drinking thing happened allegedly, but there is an incident report. How it relates to Drake, we'll find out later, if we find out at all. You see, Drake has pissed the mole off, and the mole decided to, okay, I got some more. Jamil said, you did Tyra dirty. I saw it. I didn't do her dirty. She's dirty. That's just how it is. I can't do nobody dirty that's dirty. He said Baka cool. Who said Baka cool? Are you answering questions or ignoring the questions? Well, what is your question, Michelle Jen? The parents are allowing this just like you. What am I allowing? Michelle Jensen. What am I allowing? Would you let your no, and no? When you said, would you let your no? Well, let me explain something to you, Michelle, because you probably just got here. This is Ibiza, okay? They're in the south of France, and the age of consent is 16. So they can walk there. They don't need their mother's permission to go to the club. So Drake don't have to ask for ID. He said, UMG, look at your 37-year-old #1 artist. Yeah, he just want to keep it PG for real. PG-13. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, dog. This is cringy. That is cringy to me. Well, it's over for him. Now, I don't know at what point this guy got beat down at in the night, but when Drake is the big guy in town, and allegedly your guys are helping putting the beat down, to the situation, oh yeah, I'm thinking of Sancho Pays. My bad. Ibiza is in Spain. My fault. Sorry about that, Freddie. I'm thinking of Sancho Pays. I'm in the south of France, baby. Sancho Pays. Get a tan, I'm already black. Rich, I'm already that. Rome is not in Greece, Michelle. So hopefully all you guys have subscribed to the page. All you new guys here, you guys have hit the like button for just informing you what happened. The guy got beat down. I guess he was trying to take a selfie and, Chubbs his head of security. Didn't like it. Allegedly, the bouncers put their hands on him, almost choked this man out. Y'all could tell me, because I'm reading this story. What is that? You see that C500? How much is this? I'm reading dude's story. How much is that? Right. So that's euro, right? So that's 500 euros, he's saying. Okay. Costs upwards to 500 euro. We said 543. About 550 American. Okay. Yep. As you can see, Baca was already moving people out the way. They cut this video because he grabbed this Indian guy, and I don't know what happens after that because Drake's guy cut this before it went to IG. He grabbed him and threw that guy out of the way. Whether this is the guy and this is the incident where he got mad and went over there and ended up getting the beat down of all beat down, or it could be another guy. This is just another person that was moved out of the way because they were too close to Drake. Now, when he said, yeah, he said, the bouncer didn't take well to me taking a picture. I was unaware I wasn't allowed. Instead of politely asking me to stop, he grabbed me by my arm and pulled me down a side exit with another bouncer. They punched me numerous of times, punched me out of a fire exit, and then spat on me. It doesn't end there, though. I immediately walked to the main entrance and asked to speak to the manager. Then 4 or 5 bouncers at the main entrance denied me that chance, swore at me a number of times, and a verbal back and forth ensued. I was obviously very angry, and at one point, I disconnected that barrier and went behind that rope. Once he came behind that rope, in my opinion, he violated the rules. Now you went behind the rope, now you free game. They finna get down on you. So that's when I think probably Chubbs and the security went over there and did what they had to do. Now, in this situation, like, I don't see Drake doing anything besides getting drunk. But I mean, really, I don't really see him involved in anything. You know, like what happened over there, I don't see that really happening with him. And yes, there will be a Patreon version. So if you own the Casino for Life Patreon, you already know what time it is. There will be a Patreon version to this ASAP. Immediately after this video is over, we're going to Patreon. So we'll give you the Patreon version of all of this. See, here I have to be a little more guarded because there's, consequences. Right, goofy situations. Mm-hmm. Oh, what's on the Patreon? Let's take a look. What we got up there right now? That's the Rihanna, Jay-Z, Rock Nation beef. Stone Cold and the Macho Man. Shannon Sharp blames Skip Bayless for not dating him. The real Tyra Banks, what she was doing for fame. The Ray Lewis murder case. Woo! Mike Tyson health update. Vivica Fox now want to settle down. But did you forget? She must have forgot. And the girl whose life I saved. And the New York Knicks story you never heard, buddy. Then you get to pick your favorite six man. And Regine Carter and Drake news. Oh, yeah, that didn't go well. The truth behind Extension murder case. So if you own the Casino for Life Patreon, you should sign up right now. Or just go on over there. Or if you got the Patreon app, just look up Casino for Life. It's real easy for you. And I want to say thank y'all, and we out.